Welcome to the second half of day 1. We request all the guests to kindly take their seats. We will be beginning shortly.
चालू ही रहेगा वो यहाँ से एक और हेलो हेलो चेक 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 माइक चेक हेलो
Good afternoon, one and all present here. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty members, and dear students, a very warm welcome to today's panel discussion. Today we have a thought-provoking and enlightening panel discussion delving into the critical domain of cybersecurity. Our topic is both timely and crucial. Guardians of the digital realm, strengthening cybersecurity for India's cyberspace in the era of emerging technologies.
In an era where technology is evolving at an unprecedented pace, the digital realm has become an integral part of our daily lives. With this rapid advancement, the need to safeguard our cyberspace has never been more paramount. Today, we have with us a distinguished panel of experts who will shed light on the challenges and opportunities in ensuring the security of India's cyberspace in the face of emerging technologies. Without further ado, let's meet our esteemed panelists.
Lieutenant General M.U. Nair, National Cybersecurity Coordinator, is a distinguished panelist with a wealth of expertise in cyber warfare, signal intelligence, and communication technology. Prior to his current role, he served as the Commandant of the Military College of Telecommunication Engineering, with an illustrious career encompassing crucial positions including Additional Director General and Chief of Staff. Lieutenant General Nair brings invaluable insights and leadership to our discussion. Please welcome Lieutenant General M.U. Nair. Requesting you to come and be seated on the stage, sir. Sir, kindly join us on the stage.
Introducing our second esteemed panelist, Mr. Sanjay Katkar, the co-founder of Quick Heal Technologies. A luminary in cybersecurity, he has played a pivotal role in developing the renowned antivirus product Quick Heal across major platforms. As the architect behind the main scanning engine, Mr. Katkar now leads a dedicated team of software professionals, driving the continuous development of various antivirus modules on diverse platforms. With a focus on design and development of cutting-edge features, his innovations, contributions have been instrumental in shaping the cybersecurity landscape. Join us in welcoming Mr. Sanjay Katkar, a visionary leader at the forefront of technological advancements in cybersecurity. We request you to join us on the stage, sir.
With a distinguished academic background from institutes such as Indian Maritime University in Harvard, coupled with extensive experience in international peacekeeping and governance, our third panelist, Mr. Sanjay Kundu, embodies exemplary leadership. Having served with unwavering dedication in conflict zone like the United Nations mission in South Sudan, Mr. Kundu has showcased resilience and strategic acumen. Currently, as the Director General of Police, his community-oriented policing and tech-driven security strategies reflect forward-thinking leadership, making him an inspiring figure in public service. We request you to kindly join us on the stage, sir.
Lauded for his 27 years and 4 months of exceptional service in the Maharashtra Police, our fourth panelist, Mr. Brijesh Singh, epitomizes security and technological prowess. Currently serving as the Principal Secretary to the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, his multifaceted leadership is evident. Renowned for his expertise in cybersecurity, Mr. Singh pioneered initiatives like the M8 Cyber Project and predictive policing units, fortifying the state against digital threats. A trailblazer indeed, Mr. Singh's visionary leadership and dedication make him an exemplary security expert, and we warmly welcome him. Kindly join us on the stage, sir.
With over 33 years in Indian police service, our fifth panelist, DGP Ashok Kumar, is an exemplary leader, known for innovative and people-oriented policing. His impactful career spans diverse roles and international assignments, delivering state-level governance reforms and spearheading the fight against corruption. Nationally recognized for Operation Mukti and India's first all-women commando team, he stands as a builder of safer, fairer, and more humane community. DGP Ashok Kumar's unwavering commitment to progress, technology, and emotional intelligence makes him truly inspiring. We welcome you, sir, requesting you to come and be seated on the stage.
Our final panelist today is a force to be reckoned with in the realm of cybersecurity. With 22 years of expertise in telecom and mobile technology, Mr. Amit Dubey has become a national authority on combating cyber threats. Mr. Dubey's influence extends beyond training grounds. He has penned 6 books sharing his insights, one even sparking a web series. We welcome you, sir. Kindly join us on the stage. We would now like to request the moderator for the panel, Mr. Siddharth Zarabi, MD, Business Today Television, to kindly take over the session.
Once again, very warm welcome to this panel discussion. The subject and the topic is Guardians of the Digital Realm. Can we get the audio fine? Okay, wonderful. So I'll do a third take on this. Good afternoon, a very warm welcome once again. This is a very interesting topic for a country of 1.4 billion people, and if you do a like-to-like comparison, there is only possibly one country that we can compare with in terms of total digital interactions or transactions interface with its citizens. And that therefore poses a huge opportunity for business and massive challenges in the realm of digital security. And this panel is very appropriately titled Guardians. We are not calling them Guardians of the Galaxy, but the Guardians of Digital Bharat, of cyberspace. What I want to do is take a quick topic to the entire panel for 2 minutes each in the roughly 30-35 minutes that we have before we get red carded, for you to give us the key takeaway as to why this issue is very significant and very, very important for India. And General, as a Fauji kid, I will start with you and give the mic to you first with the question, how significant is this issue for India and its security?
Thank you, Siddharth. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's wonderful to be here as part of the Zero Mile Samvad. And I was actually looking forward to this opportunity to interact with each one of you here. I've taken over as the National Cybersecurity Coordinator about 6 months back. And my 6 months in this particular assignment had taken me to multiple localities where I looked at how can we strengthen our cyber landscape. That's what I looked at. And I realized that there are multiple players in this particular game of cybersecurity. And each one of us, like he mentioned about, guardians. And I feel that each one of us here is actually a guardian. And we are all cyber warriors, and we need to be aware that our digital footprint is what is there in our vast digital public infrastructure which we have created. I'm sure all of you have a smartphone with you. So your digital identity is there in the landscape today. And that's where we need to understand that each one of us is a guardian. Second, I'm a military man, like he mentioned. So when we talk about the, what we looked at country security today, what comes to our mind first is the men and the women who are actually guarding our frontiers, Army, Navy, Air Force, the security forces, etc. But we forget to understand today that, I'll give you an example of the G20 summit which took place in September, when we had a largest malicious traffic coming into a country, looking at, paralyzing this particular global event, which we are actually showcasing on multiple platforms. So there was an attempt to actually cripple this particular event. And, we had to work overtime to ensure that such events go unhindered. And that's where today the sovereignty of a nation actually is dependent on the security of your cyberspace. You all heard Mr. Professor Vivek Wadhwa in the morning today, where he mentioned about data. Everything today depends on data, be it artificial intelligence, be it quantum, any field which you look at, data analytics, machine learning, everything, all these jargons which we use today. Everything today revolves around data. And all of you are there leaving a footprint, on that particular ecosystem. So that's why cyber security today is a national security challenge. And each one of us are constituents of this particular challenge. And that's where I live in.
That's a very good point. Like Prime Minister Modi has said, Swachhta, and for so many other campaigns, he has asked every citizen in the country to be a warrior for that. I think what the General has just told us is that we all are individually cyber warriors to do that. DGP Kundu, I'm coming to you. The wars were earlier fought with defined territorial boundaries. You defend a complete state, and we have a multi-tier security architecture in India. As a policeman, when you started and were selected for the IPS, did you ever imagine that you will have to deal with unseen forces in the digital realm? And how significant is this challenge for a state like Himachal Pradesh, which we do not associate with too much crime or disturbance?
Thank you, Siddharth. Good afternoon, everyone. In fact, a lot of water has flown under the bridge in the last 35 years. So when we joined, we were thinking of cattle theft
Cattle theft.
and pickpockets. So today the world has changed. Cybercrime, cybersecurity has become borderless. Internet has actually improved our lives. And if we are today aiming at 5 trillion economy, it is largely because of the cyber strength that we have got. But it has also got us a lot of problems. For instance, last year alone, we had more than 10,000 crore digital transactions. In fact, in G20, Mr. Modi was showing to others how we actually doing business. But this is also flip side, in the sense that a lot of cyber crime is getting reported, a lot of frauds are getting reported. So the first thing is IC4, which is the main apex thing of MHA. It says that last year we had 10.30 lakh cases reported. And in this 1930, which is a cybercrime helpline, we had more than 50 lakh cases reported. Out of this, only 2% get converted into FIRs. So now the challenge is the crime, the security issues are so much, but we don't have the ability to deal with it. We don't have the legal ability to deal with it. We also don't have the professional ability to deal with it. So it's a huge challenge. In fact, in police stations, half of the time today is spent on cybercrime and addressing cybersecurity issues. Coming to the larger picture, so what are the major areas? First is espionage, which General Nair mentioned. Second is supply chain attacks, because most of the vendors are foreigners. Third is cyber terrorism. We are increasingly seeing it. Then is ransomware. And lastly is this cybercrime. Cybercrime has proliferated so much. While we are building the capacity of police, law enforcement, what we find is there are huge gaps in prosecution and huge gaps in the judicial system. We may be able to understand it, but the judicial system does not understand it. And the field is growing so fast, by the time you come to grips with it, you are already outdated. So these are the huge challenges that we have, and we are facing it in Himachal Pradesh also.
Brijesh Singh, Jamtara has been mentioned in movies. I'm not going there. But for a big state economic powerhouse like Maharashtra, and you're a policeman who's also now an administrator, tell our audience and our viewers who are watching us across the Business Today universe, what are the most frequent kinds of cyber crimes and issues that you come across, and is beyond policing, is greater awareness the first soldier to defend us?
Siddharth, I'll start first with the larger concept which you touched upon, is warfare. And humans, first of all, fought on land, for land. Then the maritime age came and we got colonized. Then we fought in the air. Then we fought in the space. And now we are fighting everywhere. Like the war is in your pockets. So look at how our sovereignty has been compromised at various stages. And today, with disinformation, with cyber attacks, with espionage, with APTs, this whole digital infrastructure which is going to lead us to this 5 trillion economy can be capsized within minutes. Now there are such cyber attacks which can be an existential threat to the economy. Not just this OTP stealing variety and social engineering variety from Jamtara and Alwar and various other places. The cybercrime economy across the world has become a $10 trillion business. Never in the history of humanity has crime been so profitable. Imagine that the cybercrime economy is 3 times India's GDP. Now what has enabled this? I feel that the governance of the internet is broken. We have built this the way, India was so-called Sone ki Chidiya, but we could not patch 1 0 day of Khyber Pass. And we could not patch Khyber Pass, and we had attacks all the time and we got subjugated. Similarly, our sovereignty is under threat. Till we do not have a whole of nation approach, till we do not develop our own capabilities, till we do not have a response mechanism, a framework, I think it is a huge threat to our economy, to our sovereignty, and to our well-being as a nation and people.
Ashok Kumar ji.
Sir, Siddharth, I'll just...
Hey, Ashok, please come in.
Because मैं पूछता हूँ ना सर आपसे. Actually, मैं कुछ बताना चाह रहा हूँ. I would like to just tell you something about these speakers. Twitter was acquired few months back, we all know, and within 2 weeks it was hacked. FBI started the investigation and they arrested 3 kids. 17 years old Nima Fazeli from Orlando, 19 years old Graham Ivan Clark from Florida, and a 21 years old guy. Actually, the 17 years old guy was the hacker, and rest of these 2 guys were selling a Twitter hack as a service on dark web. If you search on Google top 10 hackers of the world, starting from Kevin Mitnick to Jonathan, who hacked NASA at 15 years of age, you will find most of them have done their best hack when they were teenagers. Now, why it is so? So hacking is a child's play, or why every time we are finding a criminal who is actually teenager and capable to challenge a system which is Twitter or such kind of things. So because I have been investigating crime cases, and whatever I have learned through criminals. So I truly believe criminals are innovators and they are teaching us every time we are solving a case. We have Ashok ji with us. And because I've been working, and let me tell you one line about each one of these speakers, because when CP sir asked me to create this panel, I really wanted to find the top most cyber performers or governing officers who are actually contributing a lot. And here are they. So we are fortunate that they could make it. Thank you so much.
Anybody saying that he is an expert on cyber is wrong.
But
15 साल का बच्चा सिखा के
relatively,
जाएगा.
I'll just relatively, sir. So when I meet last time Brijesh ji in Mantralaya, ये भी coding करते हैं. Can you imagine an ADGP rank officer? He is building AI profiles and AI models, LLM models. कम से कम 6-7 model तो मोर में होंगे सर के. So he is that level of technocrat. You need to understand these people are actually doing wonders. Sanjay Kundu sir, जब मैं उनके संग बैठता हूँ, and the level of interest he has about this world, though he might not be technically sound, but आप जरा डिस्कस कीजिए. अभी मेरे ख्याल से आने से पहले आपने अपने डीसीपी को बोला मेरे से बात करने के लिए, मालपानी जी का फोन आया. तो इतना ज्यादा कि मैंने कुछ सुन लिया है, पता करो तुरंत. This is the level of update they want every day. अभी क्या हो रहा है, कल क्या हो रहा है, किस तरह का क्राइम हो गया. So अशोक जी के संग मैं इसीलिए सवाल पूछना चाह रहा हूँ. सर, हम लोग भी 2 दिन पहले भी एक सेशन में थे, and I was fortunate to have a similar panel discussion with him. Sir, अभी AI के proliferation हुआ, and we see that from deep fake to cloning and everything is creating issues, and Honorable Prime Minister has also shown concern. We just have one law right now. जब भी कोई सर केस होता है तो 66E में फाइल कर दीजिए. उसके अलावा कोई law है नहीं. What do you see that? Where are we lacking in legalities here? Because this crime is becoming actually very rampant.
Thank you, Amit ji, and Siddharth ji, you can also add, otherwise Okay. I believe, personally I believe the IT Act that has been created to meet the challenge of cybercrime is very, very weak. It has, almost, except one section, the maximum punishment is 3 years. And 3 years is not arrestable. To arrest a person, we need punishment to be at least 7 years. So we go back to our IPC. जो भी change हो रही है, we know it, Honorable Home Minister ने present कर दिया bill. But 150 साल पुरानी IPC मेरे को ज़्यादा strong है. Imagine. And it is more thorough. I can at least put in the fraud cases. 420 section होता है ना, 420 we all know. It has 5 years. Then there are other sections like forgery, 467, 468. For deepfake and all, forgery sections can be used. So they will provide me the arrest powers, not the IT Act. Therefore, something is lacking there. We need to strengthen our laws for cyber security. Otherwise, the hands of security forces are, very weak. The money that is frozen from these in the bank accounts on the complaints of victims, we are not able to give it back to them unless there is a proper FIR, unless there is a proper investigation. So, just on a simple verification, money could have been given back. So, this is what is lacking. Firstly, the laws are really very, very weak. Secondly, the gaps. I'll talk about the gaps. First gap was in the banking sector. And next is telecom sector. जितना management expert आप लोग सब बैठे हैं या होने वाले हैं future में. We are all after, economy of scales. We need to grow banking, we need to grow telecom, we need to grow sales. Does not mean कि हम crime करने लगेंगे. मतलब all this money is going to some accounts, but all the accounts are fake. How come the banks are opening these fake accounts? How come they don't know that the money that was transferred just now has been taken away? So all these accounts should be closed. Banking sector, still RBI has started taking steps and tightened the system, but still there are gaps. Telecom sectors, recently only, they have taken good steps. They have, even Government of India has closed 100 websites. But I think we have to be regularly on the watch, 24 hours on the watch, and all these fraud things should be, nipped in the bud. So that there is the gap. And third, and the biggest gap, that is with the policing system. Policing is not that technical a department. We are not so technical that we can, investigate into all these cases of cyber crimes, including, because cyber crime is evolving every day. हम लोग उन लोगों को कांस्टेबल सब इंस्पेक्टर को सिखाएंगे, कितना सिखाएंगे? 2 साल में एक छोटा सा ट्रेन किया, उतने दिन में एक नया साइबर क्राइम का कोर्स आ जाता है. IIT charge 1 lakh rupees a year, maybe, and these people charge 1 lakh rupees for a week. Cyber crime course in Jamtara and Mewat. So they are bringing up these courses. इतना नया नया रोज क्राइम आ जा रहा है, तो उसको सीखने के लिए मेरा कांस्टेबल एंड सब इंस्पेक्टर is not so strong. So there is the capacity gap. So we should be provided professional manpower, professional training, capacity building is, more and more of it is required to meet the challenge.
In the first round of...
If I may intervene just a bit here. So generally there's an impression that police is not up to the mark in investigating cyber crimes. But let me tell you, in Maharashtra, we were the first state to create 47 cyber labs in 2015. And we were always asked this question: would your policemen be able to operate, complex cyber forensic equipment? Trust me, 2 months I gave them to play things like UFED, and after that they were telling bugs in the system. And please go and visit any cyber police station, and I challenge you, bring your best cyber expert. My chap will beat him down.
Wonderful. That is.
The problem is, let me add one more thing. Your experience might be there. I know from my state, very few policemen, not even 1%, are willing to come to the cyber crime.
Well,
while the number of cases are,
you make a good point, because I think instead of having a cyber cell, a time has come when everyone has to also be a cyber policeman. But I want to get an industry voice, because Sanjay has been sitting here. 2-3 important points, and I want you to respond very quickly. One, that most of the hardware and the software is of foreign origin. Therefore, the threat of malicious actors misusing this. Second example of what happened during G20. And then all of these financial crimes that are happening. In terms of industry solutions, and you represent a company that is in this space, what is the best approach that India's administrative policing architecture can utilize to reduce instances of cyber crime in all its facets?
Yeah, first of all, just want to say thanks for bringing me on this panel. The very first question that you said about the hardware comes and the operating system, everything comes from outside.
Keep it closer.
Yeah, so whatever we are using is definitely, most of the technology that we are using is not Indian genius. We are using from US or other countries actually. The thing is, no matter which technology you use, I have seen threat writers, I have seen hackers, I have dealt with them throughout my life actually. I'm doing this for last 30 years, and what I've seen the change in them. I mean to say, when I started my career into this, there was DOS operating system, and we used to deal with 1 or 2 viruses per week. And if you see the figures now, they are 5 lakh viruses, new viruses per day that we are seeing. Now, this is the change. The scale at it which it has grown exponentially. The reason is everything has gone digitized. We all are now dependent and it is unavoidable. We cannot like suddenly stop using these things because it is like we are into the ecosystem where if you don't use that, we'll be out of the business, like kind of go to Stone Age kind of thing. And vulnerabilities are something that will always be there. And I mean to say, the design itself was not secure for all these things. And now people are learning out of that. And the very important thing that government can do is the very first thing is to create awareness among everybody. Because see, the
government has been doing, but I know for 20 years, all telecom network service providers used to consistently oppose what DOT and itself used to do. And I'm not even talking about software companies. Many of them are absolute monopolies. So why is it just the government job? What is the industry doing? Like, the question of what the banking industry is doing has come up. What about industry?
Seeing industry is definitely doing. In fact, we talk about us, we have a Quick Heal Foundation which is doing cyber education from school to colleges to the students and the teachers around there to spread it awareness among the further non-educated community. And we have covered almost, like I'll say, 5 lakh students this year itself. Now the point is, it has to get embedded into the education system itself. It cannot be externally, because it is something that needs multifaceted support. And if you see our education system, right from school to college, there is no subject about cybersecurity, no subject about what kind of scams, frauds can happen around that. And as somebody right now
maybe it is time for the Board of Governors of IIM, and Vaibhav Dange is here and others, to perhaps take note of this suggestion. At least at this tertiary level of education, something could be done. Please continue to your point. And of course, it should be done from basic schooling, but at least since we are here at IIM.
And because, see, we see children going on social media. We see everybody starting from the whole new generation is now not even using computers. They are completely directly onto the cell phones and connected to internet. And their life is like half of the time is on internet. So everybody is not aware what is happening out there. And as you rightly pointed in your second question about these important events like G20 and all that, what I have been seeing, and I've been protecting these digital assets, every time our country tries to do progress, may it be Chandrayaan, may it be G20 meetings, or even sometimes important events like World Cup, the world out there starts attacking us like anything. And I've been seeing the threat going so high that we really have to put our team on toes, that 24/7 we have to keep monitoring them. Actually.
General Nair, I'm sure people will say that since India gets attacked, is India also retaliating? हम भी कुछ surgical strike कर रहे हैं? Are we, countering this? No, it's actually mean it seriously in terms of our counter-offensive capability.
Yeah, Siddharth, the point is valid, but the best method to remain being a cyber soldier is being anonymous in this entity. There should be no attributability to where it has come from. Like today, one of the challenges on cyber, how do you say that there is a cyber violation which has taken place? It's a very difficult venture because there's no attributability to cyber acts. Exactly. So this is a challenge which we'll face. So even if we are carrying out, nobody's going to tell you very frankly that we are carrying out these operations. One. Now the second point I just wanted to add on to is that we talk about national security. Now there's a thing called a comprehensive national security, which is a function of multiple elements. It could be your capability in economic domain, in your judicial domain. It could be in your health sector, transportation sector. New added one is health sector, where we saw it during the COVID that it's essential that we protect our health sector. Right. We also have similarly technology now being part of our national security apparatus. So we need to now factor in technology as part of it, and one of the elements which connects all these elements of comprehensive national power is actually the cyber domain or the ICT networks which are providing you support. So a point came about on, okay, well, how do you protect your telecom networks? So there is a national security directive on telecom where the equipment, the hardware, software which are put on our telecom networks need to be from a protected, it should be from a trusted source. The products which you use are to be from a trusted, has to be a trusted product. So there's already a government initiative on this particular domain, and this will further ensure that our supply chain security is addressed. One, this is something which we should take it forward. Second is on skilling issues, which came up about, policemen not being, skilled enough. Now, it's a challenge which we have faced across the board. My friend from the industry mentioned about, the awareness which is there. We need to have our school curriculum having some, topics on cyber security. Now, cyber hygiene is a thing which we all need to practice as citizens of our country, which I had mentioned in the beginning. Now, do we have, we churn out so many computer science graduates in our universities. I think one of the most popular courses is BTech Computer Science. Now, do we have a capsule on cybersecurity as part of the computer science capsule today? I'm sure many of you are computer science graduates here in the audience, especially the students. Do you have you had a capsule on?
Should we ask them to raise hands? How many have?
Any computer science graduate gone through a cybersecurity capsule in your curriculum? There's only one hand or maybe two hands.
Very few hands.
This is the challenge which we are facing. No, so we churn out cybersecurity, computer science graduates, but we have nobody trained, no capsule on cybersecurity. No, third, the challenge is so enormous. Do we require a cybersecurity university? Something which I'm actually, we require skill sets right from the bottom level to what he mentioned about, offensive operations in cyber. So these are all skill sets which our nation today is looking for. And that's where I think the academics here, the corporate entities which are here should actually focus on. And before I hand over back to Siddharth, one request I have for the corporate entities, and the management gurus, the one who are learning also behind, our investment of the industry on cybersecurity domain is actually not, it's absent across the board. So we need to invest in cybersecurity as a corporate entity today, any industry for that matter. It could be at the smallest level, but have basic cyber hygiene as part of your IT ecosystem. You need to have CISOs at every level. It may not be, but you could have skilled professional employed for this. But as the industry becomes larger, I think you need to focus on cybersecurity. I'm sure the ransomware attacks today, I'm sure you all heard of Colonial Pipeline incident which took place in the US.
Sir, we'll just check through a test. So everybody has a mobile phone in their hand. Just open your phone in browser and type a link, privacy.net/analyzer. And you will see a page, start test, and it will start exposing you some of your personal information. So it is just a click and it can reveal so many personal things. Privacy.net/analyzer. And there'll be a page, just click the start test button, it will tell you your location, your SIM card type, your device type.
Okay, so there are several people who are doing that, but DGP Kundu, you wanted to come in when General Nair was speaking. And let me just add quickly. Go ahead, ask your question.
Why I mentioned this here? Because it is so easy. And each one of this information, I can use it to hack your phone. Everything, even battery status or browser version and everything. So there are so many other details. My point is that even if we teach cyber awareness or hygiene, we are doing lots of things. I4C is doing lots of effort. State governments are doing, schools are doing, everything is doing. But this world is very fast. It is changing very fast.
Right.
I'll tell you 10 methods today to steal OTPs from somebody's phone. Next week I'll tell you 12 methods. So it is that fast. I think we also need to keep this in our mind that whatever knowledge we are passing, that is updated. That is latest.
Yeah, it has to
Otherwise
be updated.
It won't have a value.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So he's talking about cyber security. What I feel is it can happen anywhere, anytime, and it can be anyone. So he talked of Himachal Pradesh. I told about cattle thefts and pickpockets. So about 6 months back, we had a cryptocurrency case in Himachal Pradesh. So Himachal Pradesh is a Himalayan state, laid back, easy. We thought such a high-profile crime can never happen in Himachal Pradesh. But it so happened that when we investigated it, it was more than 2,500 crore crime. And who were the people involved? They were not very skilled. They were earlier MLM, multi-level marketing executives. They used to do marketing for Amways and all. They started cryptocurrency and marketing in cryptocurrency. Now, most of the money went to Dubai, and where it has gone, we really don't know. I've written to Government of India also. Now, if we imagine that the big attacks or big crime will happen in big place also, that is not correct. It can happen anywhere, anytime. And a lot of these accused have actually run away to Dubai. And the legal process is so complicated to get them back, get the money back. When we went into the statute books, we realized that there was no law. But what came in handy was a 2019 law by the Finance Ministry called BUDS, Banning of Unregulated Deposit Scheme. Luckily, that had a punishment of more than 10 years. So when we arrested these accused and took them to the magistrate actually did not understand. He says, I cannot give remand. But we said, if you can't give remand, there's no way we can interrogate, there's no way we can break this case. Ultimately, we succeeded in this. And I am told that a lot of this money actually went for terror funding. So where is Himachal Pradesh, back or beyond, and where is Dubai, and where is terror funding? So it can happen anywhere, anytime. And I am of the view that we need strong laws, strong capability. Otherwise, we are in for a very, very bad time.
Okay, we have 4 or 5 minutes left. We'll take comments from everyone.
I'll just add to all this.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Just keep it close. We
Hello.
can hear you.
Cyber security is so important that it is said that future wars will not be fought in air or on ground or in water. Future wars are going to be fought in cyberspace. Therefore, the whole country has to stand up. It is not just the police. It is not just the MHA. It is not just the National Cyber Coordinator like General Nair. We all have to stand up, all the industry, everyone. Therefore, the first question that cyber crime awareness has to come to the school level. You know, in our earlier days, we did not have all these environmental issues and all in our curriculum. Now we have. Therefore, cyber crime awareness must be a part from primary itself. छोटे से बच्चे के हाथ में मोबाइल है आज की डेट में. So it is a must. Secondly, all the industry, everywhere, we must have cyber security experts, you know, everywhere, all departments. हम लोग तो बहुत सोते सोते जागे हैं. Over last 20 years, खाली CISO create कर दिया, उसका क्या quality है, क्या capability है, we know. They just know nothing. 90% of them know nothing. Therefore, we need to increase the level of everything, and we need to be, we need to take it like the national security issue, as a national security issue, because as Kundu also said, actually cybercrime money is being diverted towards terror funding. Cybercrime is being done by nations in a planned way. This scam, now we had power bank app scam was done by Chinese people, and we cracked it, and 1,500 crore scam, and all the money went out of India through cryptocurrency.
Absolutely.
Similarly, loan apps, Chinese loan apps also, the money is being transferred out of country through cryptocurrency.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Brijesh ji, we are at the end of the time, so just closing comments.
General Nair talked about cyber hygiene. Begin with yourselves. Make it difficult for the cyber criminal. Because, he is doing a commodity attack. If you just create levels of difficulties, begin with two-factor authentication. Today, after this session, enable two-factor authentication. Bit of a difficulty, but do that. If you don't know, just Google, just go to YouTube, how to enable two-factor authentication on your email, on your Twitter, and you are using the same email ID, same username and password on 10 accounts. Kindly change it. Begin with simple things. Update your devices. If possible, use an antivirus on your device. If you have to dispose a device, dispose it properly, because it contains your personal information. It has, keys to your apps, to your personality, to your banking account. It's not just your email. Everything you will lose. I have seen people who have sent photos of passport on email. Email gets hacked. Somebody takes the photo of passport, opens an account, drains down the whole business. So be very careful about your mobile phones, because your mobile phone is today more powerful than your laptop. It's got a better processor, and it also carries a lot of personal information. Don't overshare. What you're thinking that you're sharing on Snapchat is between you and your friend. No, it's going on 10 servers across the world, and like a tattoo, it remains there. Someday there'll be a data breach. Everybody has been breached. Google, Apple, Twitter, NSA of USA, there isn't anybody. There are only two kinds of people: who have been breached, and second, who don't know that they have been breached. Be careful.
Okay, that is wonderful, wonderful advice. And judging by your response, I think all of you have taken some of these lessons to heart, including doing that stress test on your mobile phone. I thank the entire panel for coming here and for sharing with us. Clearly, the challenge is huge. If we are going to be 5 trillion, 10 trillion, do know that this challenge is also likely to cost tens of billions of dollars unless we fix it, and we need to fix everything, starting with our own behavior. That will make a big change. Once again, thank you to the entire panel for their time with us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
We would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our panelists for joining us here today.
Right, sir. 1 minute, sir. We would now request Mr. Siddharth Zarabi to give the mementos to our respected guests. Person left. Guided by our dedication for sustainable living, IIM Nagpur has planted a tree in your name at Simplipal National Park, Odisha. We hope this symbolizes our shared commitment to lowering our carbon footprint. Your certificates will arrive shortly, sir.
Now I'd like to welcome Shrivanti Puranik, a first-year student of IIM Nagpur, for a graceful classical performance.